So let's hear how the Simons became the kings of LA.
My dad instilled in us an extreme work ethic to always be hungry and always help people. When we were in high school, my dad told us that we have a duty to stand up and help other folks that weren't like us. And my dad dropped Brad and I off for college at George Washington, D.C. He said, I want you to look around. He's like, you guys are here on an academic scholarship. Everybody here comes from money. You guys do not, but every single person here is looking to be told what to do. And you are leaders. You are leaders. You will lead this crew. This is why you're here. And I will never forget that. Welcome to this episode of Bourbon of Proof, where we interview those who have been both successful at law and life. And today we have a very, very special episode because we have on both of my brothers and our dad.
Well, two of our dads.
Who's the other dad?
Huh?
What?
Brandon. He's not your dad.
Mauro Fiore, come on in. We're going to tell you who your father is. He's sitting to your right. You were conceived in a bar, in Diamond Bar, in 1986.
You would have been like 12? Yeah.
How old were you in 1986?
12.
Old enough to conceive Brandon, probably?
Yeah, sure.
So, of course, our esteemed co-host today, Mr. Mauro Fiore Jr.
Hello, peace and love, peace and love.
Yeah, and we're filming in downtown LA, the Bike Shed at Tom Hardy's private bar. Thanks again for having us the ability to use this. So we're doing a very special thing because our dad's the one that introduced us to bourbon at a very early age, doing the whiskey nipple, very sophisticated.
Jack Daniel's whiskey nipple.
Jack Daniels, and that's what hooked us.
I've been hooked on nipples myself.
No, it was the whiskey.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Little different. So we always start with a pour first, and so this is my twin brother Brad. We're separated by 6 minutes.
Seven.
And 100
7 minutes?
7 minutes.
And 100 pounds. And 100 pounds each.
Another lie by your mother.
Why would she lie about that?
I don't know. She always has to be right.
Always got to be right. And Brandon Simon, who's our younger by 7 years, and might be Mauro's son, apparently.
No. Definitely not.
He can't deny it.
Look at the resemblance.
Oh my God, your smiles are exactly the same.
Yeah, see that? We have the same mannerisms.
Yeah, they were laughing at the same jokes. So before we kick this off, we'll do everything that we, Brad, as I do this, would you like to explain the video game company that we all run together? Because this is how we start our gaming sessions, with a shot of Fireball. So we're going to start all of these with a chocolate Fireball. This
Pass
is
these
a
down, please.
Fireball whiskey chocolate.
Come on.
I
He
thought
dropped it
Fireball
immediately.
didn't have whiskey in it.
Well, the little shot things don't.
So we do a gaming company. It's called Rakiko Games, and the game is called Rabble. It's a role-playing game. It's tactical, turn-based, play with your friends. Oh, yeah. And, you know, one of the classic spells in any adventure game is a fireball. And so our friend Greg Schaefer usually brings the bottle of Fireball and leaves it at my house. I got like 5 half-drunk bottles of Fireball, and everyone does a shot of Fireball. So does this actually have...
This actually has Fireball in it.
It actually tastes worse than Fireball, if we could believe that.
It's not bad.
It's not good.
All right, we're going to
We had one bathroom for 90% of the time we were growing up.
5 kids, 1 bathroom.
And then you put a bathroom in the basement.
And then you blew it up with a potato.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were playing basketball, and I shot a potato across the room, and the bathroom wasn't like a room. It was just a toilet in the corner.
I still have regular nightmares about
I
trying to
do
go to the
about-
bathroom down there because
I
everybody's
was trying to take
watch
a shower because it's everyone can see you. But I threw the potato across the room and went right in the toilet.
And then he
And then I ran up
flushed it.
and I just said slam dunk and flushed it. And
There's something wrong with the toilet. So I go down and take my tools, take it all apart.
tools.
Take it
He
out.
took his tools, not
Tools.
tools.
So I take it all apart and reach down there, I can't get anything out. And I got so pissed off, I broke this toilet up with a hammer. And there was a potato in there.
It's like the
I didn't even get in
original-
trouble. He wasn't even mad at me.
It was more funny. Like
It was.
Did you replace the toilet?
years later.
It's like the original Kobe, you know, when she calls her shot. It's what-
Kobe.
Kobe. Potato.
Potato.
Yeah, that was funny because we played basketball that morning and he missed every shot.
No, I didn't.
Then he got to come home and shoot a potato from 25 foot. Boom!
Well, make a room, not just a toilet. Here's your second bathroom. It's a toilet in the corner of this
it's a Pittsburgh
700
toilet.
square feet
That's a thing.
basement.
A Pittsburgh toilet's a
Oh yeah,
thing.
if you actually look up on Urban Dictionary, Pittsburgh toilet is just a toilet sitting in like the basement. There's no, it's
Yeah.
not like enclosed.
They don't put a curtain around it or anything?
It's a real
Eventually,
thing.
we upgraded to a shower curtain at one point, so we knew that if you went around the back side of the room, you could still open the shower curtain, and surprise people that are going to the bathroom. My dad would have his drinking buddies over. They're watching hockey or Penn's game. We put this little Brad and I went to the mall and got this little laughing
Spencer's.
machine. Spencer's.
Spencer's.
Remember the little gift shop, Spencer's?
I just went to one the other day. They still have them.
Really?
In the mall.
I
They
know
still have
they
malls?
Yeah.
So we put, after 10 seconds, this thing just starts laughing at you. So his friend was out there taking a pee, and this little thing was in there, and he peed all over the place. I said, what's going on? Yeah.
Dave Bybee.
Dave Bybee. Which his name should have been Dave Imbibe. We missed that joke.
It's an easy joke.
I'll call him up.
We call him up. He used to
Hello, I've been dead for 5 years.
So for those of you
Cirrhosis.
those that are listening that don't know or watching, my brothers and I we're all lawyers who work at the firm. Our dad was 36 years, 37 years?
37 years.
37 years at UPS, truck driving, and how many years of safe driving? All or 35? You got an award for 35.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. I got 25 years in a row. You have to get them in a row.
In a row.
Okay. I had a little.
A deer?
Oh, those deers don't count. I mean, they can't charge you with an accident because, you're riding down the road and dark out and this deer goes, shoo! But they do tell you.
Keep
They
driving.
do tell you. If a deer runs out in front of you, do not try to miss it. Aim, hit them right in straight of your tractor.
So we're
And
gonna do
if you move, your trailers will flip.
we're gonna do the first pour here because I got a story that we'd like to share about that. Can you, Brandon? You have the longest arms.
It's true. I have a very long wingspan.
Can you unveil? We're doing a whole Boss
So
Hog
does
episode.
Mauro.
Wow.
So we're doing a whole Whistle Pig Boss Hog episode. This is my personal favorite. My dad and brother, we collect the tops of these. Is how many we've
Can
killed.
you pronounce this?
Lapoo.
Lapoo, lapoo.
This is the Filipino one, right?
Made in teak wood. So this is their
Finished in
big
single
release.
island Philippine rum barrels.
So this is
Filipino
their
rum
8th release. This is the Whistle Pig 8th. So we have 8, 10, and this is 11. I think the new one, which I've not had.
I got a bunch of shows today. Take it easy.
And look how dark that color is.
Here's this
Whoa, Jesus.
This Bob.
Okay.
Yeah,
Jeez.
give me a taste.
Brad's never had these ones.
I
I
don't
didn't
drink.
drink it. I
Thank
didn't
you.
drink it. I was just smelling it.
I don't drink whiskey or bourbon. I'm one of the rare Simons, and it's probably your fault. When I was born, my esophagus was not connected, so I spent the first 60 days in Children's Hospital when he went home, and my esophagus has scar tissue all around it, so it's like a slow drain. So having whiskey go slowly down your throat is not a good idea, or wine or anything acidic. So
So you just drink beer?
I just drink beer.
All right. Well,
So.
cheers, boys.
Cheers. To Pops.
To Papa Simon.
God bless America.
Papa Mauro. Papa Mauro.
Sweet.
Man, this is fantastic.
Very good.
So smooth.
Yeah, this is.
Oh my
and this
God,
is
it doesn't even burn.
no, these ones.
I
You
could actually do this.
so, Brad, I
Well-
think you'll find this is why the reasons because I.
For $600 a bottle, it better not burn.
Yeah, right? Now at least.
Well, this was actually this was a gift from Andrew Garza, a Connecticut trial lawyer that also in Justice HQ, one of the biggest hitter trial lawyers in Connecticut. And we had talked together and helped with the case, and he sent me a bottle of this one. Somebody randomly, another friend of a friend just randomly texted me. He's like, "What's your favorite?" I was like, "What's the Boss Hog?" He's like, "Do you have a favorite year?" And I was like, "Probably this year." And then it shoved in my door like 3 days later.
Well, it's not a year. I mean, they just release a new one every year, right?
There's
So
a new one every
this is
year.
8.
8.
Well, what's this one? 11?
Like 10.
11. Well, I thought the 10 Commandments would be 10, but it might be no.
Well, that's the Juggernaut. That's 11. The 10
Yeah, so
Commandments
that-
is 10. This is 10.
That's 10. But they're harder and harder to find. Like Spirit of Mauve, we've had Mad Scientist,
A samurai.
Samurai,
Black Prince.
Black Prince. I think it was 5, and I've never had the earlier ones. I might have tasted it here and there, but you know. So, Dad, why don't you tell us some funny stories of us of kids? Like, what was we know the potato thing with Brad, but what pissed you off the most? The stuff that we did growing up.
Oh,
Because he's, my dad's out there working, driving a truck. I'm home in the Browns, coaching our sports
I
teams.
think one of
Who
the,
pissed you off the most,
Oh, yeah.
and who pissed you off the least?
y'all were equal. But
There's no way there's a
the
five-way
one
tie.
day I come home, I worked 12 hours a day. I come home, get my dinner in the microwave, and come in and sit on the couch and get the channel changer and watch the TV. And one of them little bastards took it, changed the channel, and ran. So I was running after him, and I caught my toe on the pillar of our house, and it just went this way. And I just said, go up and lock your door right now, because if you don't go up and lock your door, I'm going to kill you.
I mean, it's so, like now.
And my dad, the best part is of that story, like the silver lining, is my dad, he dropped a package on his foot the next day at work, and he was.
It broke my
Yeah,
toe.
workers' comp fraud. Yeah, fraud should claim. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, you would have taken that case.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's it. We did a lot of messed up shit.
Brandon used to bite people when he was like really little.
Still a
Brandon-
biter. So is Mauro.
Brandon, what were you into, Sega or something?
Yeah.
Brandon would go up in his room and play Sega. He was about, 6, 7 years old. And he'd be in there all day long. And we're like, he never comes out. And then we go in there and it started smelling like pee. And we're like, what are you doing? He was too lazy to go to the bathroom because he was in the middle of a game. He'd just get up and he'd pee in the closet.
The game.
I actually remember this because I caught him one time. Like, because we wondered why, and I came into his room and I saw him. I was like, I got him! I caught him, Dad!
Core
He's like,
memory. Core memory. I vividly remember Bob busting in the door and yelling, "He got it! I saw him. He did. He's peeing on the floor."
Was there carpet?
Yeah, it was carpet. I didn't. He wasn't home a lot, so I got away with a lot of stuff.
That's kind of must have smelled horrible.
and whenever,
I was 6. Okay. I knew
well,
better,
actually,
but-
we did it in our 20s too. Whenever I was in my 20s, when we were in D.C., we all went to undergrad in D.C. The oldest four of us, and my sister was moving out of her apartment.
Oh, yeah.
Brandon and I were moving her out. Brandon and I looked at each other like, "Shall we?" So we just peed on the carpet as like
Just christened it. Just no reason.
as
in
a
particular.
parting gift.
That's
My
not
sister was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you guys?"
Yeah, I don't know
That's
why.
not funny. Peeing on carpet is not funny.
I remember
I guess you're not really his dad.
that same episode where you would like to stay in your room
Yeah.
and play Sega.
Yeah.
Well,
It wasn't Sega. It's because I got cable. I know what you're talking about.
but anyways, he would go pee in a closet, and then he decided he was not going to go poop anymore.
I mean, I got Cartoon Network. I got Cartoon Network, and I was like,
in the closet?
No, I just held it.
He was a little
Until-
guy, and his
until it became
stomach
a
was
problem.
like out to here. We go, what the heck's wrong with you? And he said, I can't poop, I can't poop.
Yeah, don't give me cable or video games, man. I'm the same way. We had to cut the cord to the cable at home because
Crackhead.
Just didn't go.
So
I remember this
We
story.
had to take him and lock the bedroom door. We had to get those
suppositories.
suppositories. No, those guys are outside the door, banging on the door like,
We were
what are
trying
you
to look.
doing in
We
there?
were trying to look through the keyhole because we were like, well, this was entertaining for us because we were probably like 12, 13. My sister was like 8. We're like trying to look to see what they're doing in there.
Like
And I'll never
murdering
forget,
a
like
kid.
after they unlocked the door, he ran through and he runs to the bathroom. I remember looking at his face, he goes, it was like a week. Just so he could play video games. He still does this now. Now we wonder why his daughter just takes random poops all the time. Like it's a trophy, these kids.
We got active systems.
We can't even go to the airport from his house without her going to the bathroom in the car.
She's a child. This is an invasion of privacy. But yes, we have a car potty in both of our cars.
Yeah.
She needs to take shits.
And then they're like,
Traffic in LA is terrible. Okay.
so I dropped them
Like
off.
the Long Beach is 8 minutes from your house to the
Yeah.
airport.
We had to go to LAX that morning.
So I dropped them off, and I'm like, you ain't leaving that in here. I gotta drive home. Get that out of here.
Just threw it
So they
away.
had to take it,
Oh, God.
put it
Threw
in
the
the
whole
garbage in
toilet away.
LAX.
You got to do what you got to do when you got kids.
I have 2 kids, 4 and 5, and we have a car potty too, but you never know. And I went to this pizza. This is interesting, but it's a place in the valley, like in Reseda, that advertises itself as a Pittsburgh-style pizza place.
Oh,
if
God.
you've ever heard of it.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure I know what it tastes like because it's his favorite.
Horrible.
Very saucy, like weird sauce.
They put
And they don't even
cold
melt the
cheese on
cheese
top,
on.
right?
Yeah, and you go in there, it's like a pirate's museum in there, and weird sauce. And I don't know why I went there one day, but I went there with my kids, just me and my 2 kids. And, and this is a sit-down pizza place. Like, we're getting table service. And I say, my son has to go to the bathroom. Oh, we don't have a bathroom. It's like, what the fuck kind of place? It's like, if it was a takeout place, but we're sitting at a fucking table. So you guys don't have a bathroom? No. All right. I said, I'm gonna fix these motherfuckers. I took them out in the parking lot and he shit in the car potty. And Annie pissed in there too, and I had it in the bag. And I said, okay. So then I put it I had like a plastic bag, and I brought it back in the restaurant with me. And then we finished our pizza. I left it in the fucking booth. Like, maybe open the
that'll
fucking
teach him. These
maybe
people-
open the fucking bathroom.
Poor mom and pop pizza shop couldn't
Fuck
get a
'em.
permit for a bathroom, and
No, they had one. They're just bastards.
My dad once returned a bat to Blockbuster in a bag,
Not a baseball bat, an animal.
an animal bat.
oh, you did? I remember the movie we were watching.
What was the movie?
Warlock.
Warlock.
Yeah.
We were cousins,
Killed a-
so our cousins, we would, like, our vacations were staying with, our cousins would stay with us, we go to their house, that kind of stuff. They came from Maryland, they came to Pittsburgh. We were watching a scary movie, Warlock, and all these kids were like, we were young, so we're like fixated on the scary movie. And it's about a vampire, and at the end of the movie, a frigging bat flies into our house, like a real bat. We were scared, we were running, we're like, we run up to actually your room, we were in Brandon's room.
Yeah, he circled around the living room.
Yeah.
And everybody looked at it like, oh, that's weird. And then all of a sudden they just start running. Everybody ran upstairs, and I'm like sitting there like, throw down the tennis racket.
Yep. We go up the attic, throw down tennis racket, and you just hear like commotion.
And you got the bat?
Fucking got the bat.
They're ugly looking, man. I've seen them before too. And
The
they're,
rat with wings, dude.
they're very, very strange.
Yeah, we had an attic that was like this unfinished attic forever.
Yeah.
And just open walls and animals can get in. Bats came right down all the stairs down in the living room.
During Warlock, so we rented the movie from Blockbuster, so
I didn't know you did this.
he
did you?
rewound the movie because we kind of rewind. He did rewind, but he put the fucking bat
No,
in the
you didn't.
Blockbuster thing and he returned the bat.
Put it in a little slot.
Yep. You imagine?
So, let's fast forward here. How is it that almost your entire family ended up in fucking LA?
Have you been to Pittsburgh
Some-
in the winter?
I've actually been to Camden.
New Jersey? That's not even close.
Not Camden,
Camden.
Philadelphia.
Did you say Canada?
Philadelphia?
Philadelphia's different.
Philadelphia.
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 And I liked Philadelphia. It was nice.
You must have been in a really nice part of Philly, like that
Yeah,
one
I
little
mean,
block.
I was there to see the
casinos
fucking,
and the
I was there to
rub-and-tugs.
see the fucking
The rub-and-tug
Louisville
district.
Shit, and I went to see the.
Oh, this. So, Dad, actually, you gotta finish this, dude.
I'm
like,
not
what are you
done
doing?
yet. He poured this
Gave
gigantic
him a
drink.
glass.
I mean, you're good for it.
I know.
So
It's,
my
it's
dad,
90% ice cubes.
my dad and I during COVID, he'd come over to my house every Friday or maybe every other day. We would drink an entire bottle of whiskey. Oh, look at that. Brandon's
Wow.
already poured.
What the hell's wrong with you?
So you guys just couldn't wait to get the fuck out of Pittsburgh?
Wait, we gotta do a
is that
pour
it?
for everybody.
Oh,
You're
I'm
just
sorry. You guys
I
are still
thought we
haven't
had a
finished
new one.
yet.
I thought we do a new
This is the 10 Commandments. So this is the 10th edition that they do. Completely different taste. So every year, Whistle Pig does a brand new one.
Speaking of 10 Commandments, we grew up Catholic, Roman Catholic,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd go to church. We went to church as long until our mother banned us from going to church because you do like, peace be with you, and you'd shake people's hands. Did you ever do this?
Yeah, I'm Catholic.
Like, peace be with you, and we'd shake hands.
Let's
and we'd
show
do
each
this.
other a sign
And
of
we
Yeah, we still do
we
that.
do our twiddle our finger inside the other person's hand, and we would do that to each other, but we'd also turn around to strangers and do it. And they would be like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And my mom was so embarrassed. She's like, you guys do not have to come with me anymore.
She started going to the 7 a.m. mass because it was very fast and we couldn't get in trouble.
Yeah.
But
my
imagine
mom, too,
us
liked
walking
to
in,
learn
because you remember, like, it was always a scene like, oh, this is the family sitting there. Oh my God, this family's sitting over here. And it's like, oh God, here come the Simon family. And my mom would take it very seriously. And they both, my dad and my mom both went to Catholic school. If you look at my dad's profile on our website, justicesteam.com, he actually talks about getting beat by nuns at Catholic school. It's in his write-up.
The penguins. The penguins were
Penguins.
mean.
Yeah,
Fucking mean.
they were mean.
I had mean-ass penguins, too, when I went to Catholic school. Mean.
Your kids go to Catholic
Yeah,
school.
well, I have kind of a story along these lines. So my kids go to Catholic school now, and it's funny because like they have a tuition bracket. So like, this is the tuition if you actually are a parishioner at the Catholic school church, and this is the tuition if you're not, and it's like half price if you actually are a parishioner, but you have to go to mass, and they give you these envelopes like to donate money, and they have dates on them, each one, right? So, fuck, I don't want to go to fucking mass, man, you know? And neither of my kids. My wife is Mexican, so she, in her mind, she pretends she's Catholic, but I was raised Catholic, and it's all nonsense. All religions are nonsense, in my opinion. But Catholicism, even more nonsense. So now, after they've been there for a while, I figured it out exactly at the 9 a.m. mass, what time they come out with the fucking thing to put the envelopes in with the collection plates.
Yeah.
I know exactly. So I leave my house, I go to McDonald's, I have an Egg McMuffin, a coffee, this is right across from the church. And I know exactly if I walk out of the McDonald's at 9:35, I walk right into the church, and the dude's passing the shit out, I put the envelope in, I walk out the fucking other door, and it saves me like 20 grand a year. So I do that every Sunday. So I'm not gonna say the name of the school. Hopefully no one recognizes me. But yes, I'm a parishioner. They can tell I go to every fucking mass.
Wow, that means your blood pressure is too high, Dad.
AFib.
AFib, he's back in IFib.
But the question, how do we all end up in Pittsburgh, or end up in LA from Pittsburgh? I mean, I came
This
out
one
here.
is much stronger than the last one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
don't think I can.
that's
They're
fine.
older than I am, 7 years, but I came out here because I was in, I think there was probably like an unspoken, I don't think we ever talked about it, but we all kind of, the siblings were so close that we pretty much we were going to end up in the same place no matter what, just because we were so tight that it just didn't seem right that we.
I mean, when you're sharing a bathroom with your brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And
We
it's
had,
before
we
the
had
days.
what, 4 bedrooms in our house growing up, but one of them was haunted.
Oh yeah, for
So
real.
we could, well, no, it wasn't, but we couldn't, no one slept in there, so we just liked sleeping with our sisters. Yeah.
I would
You
love
guys
to.
are related.
I would love to
It
sleep
was
with your
creepy, it was
sisters.
Now we have
It used to be a funeral home. They used to lay out bodies like right above,
our living room.
right below where that bedroom was. We didn't know that until after we left to go to college and everything. So.
Yeah, some
My sister used to
people
talk
were
about it. His sister she stayed there once and she swore she saw this stuff, and like I've seen shit in there, and it's
So these people were driving
Catholic.
real slow up and down our street, looking at our house stop and driving on. So I went out and said, "Hey, what's up?" They go, "Well, we grew up in that house." And I'm like, "Really?" I go, "You want to come in?" So they come in and going through the house, and they're saying how much has changed and everything. And they were leaving, going out the door, and I remembered, "Is this place haunted?" And I go, just out of curiosity, did anybody ever die in this house? "Oh yeah, they died up in that room right there." And I'm like, "What?" "Oh yeah, and we laid them out right over here in the living room." Like, what? So yeah, it was real.
we grew up in a weird, like a city block in Pittsburgh, so it's like row houses kind of. We had multiple suicides on our just city block.
Street, yeah.
Street. It was weird. It was a weird.
3.
I mean, the Steelers do suck.
Yeah, it also took place
No, we've
on
never been
Sunday
that
night.
bad. That was the
It
strange
was
part.
right after they lost the Super Bowl against the Cowboys.
I was
Oh,
at
man.
that game.
Really?
No, when they lost against the Packers.
I was at that game.
In Dallas.
In Dallas, and it was this
I was
ice
at that
storm.
game.
It was terrible. I remember the Dallas one. You painted your face for that game.
Did I?
Yeah. Painted his face.
I was
It was
also at
awesome.
the game where my Cardinals lost in the fucking 10 seconds left.
We watched that game together in Brentwood. We were all in
I was
LA
at
for
the
that one.
fucking game. And I never, I don't think the Cardinals will ever make it to a Super Bowl in my lifetime. And they certainly had the best chance ever to win that game. Fucking Roethlisberger was like 4th and 20 with like 20 seconds left. It's like, what the fuck?
After Santonio Holmes caught that
Santonio
touchdown,
Holmes.
I thought, didn't Larry Fitzgerald, they stormed down the field.
Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald caught
Before
like
that,
was in the
yeah.
slot and caught one midfield and went all
I
the
love
way.
him. He's awesome.
like a
And
2-minute.
You know what was the best play of that game? It was probably the greatest play ever. in the
Ever.
Super Bowl.
when what's his name ran
Yes.
back 100 yards?
Yes.
James Harrison.
James Harrison.
Everybody had a shot at him. Even Warner had a shot at him. Nobody could take him down.
Outside linebacker gets an interception. It's an interception, not even a fumble, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why Warner's even throwing on the 1 yard line. They should, at that time they had that running back from Cal. What's his name? Running back from Cal that was really good, squirrely little. He was like a scat back. They could have just handed it to him. Then why they're throwing the ball on the 1 yard line?
And he fell on his head into the end zone, which I don't know if he got in.
Yeah, I don't know who got in, but
That was a great.
when he
the
was
end of
on the
half,
10-yard line,
out of gas.
our 10-yard line, Rod Woodson is there like, "Give me the ball, give me the
Rod
ball."
Woodson. Dude, that was
wasn't
95.
No, it was
It wasn't Rod. It was. I know it was. It was the other defensive back.
I remember the name of the running back. This is the Cardinal running back.
sure
was
it
Jay
was
Townsend.
was J.J.
Not against the
Arrington.
Cardinals.
J.J. Arrington, yeah.
Was the Cardinal running back. They should have given it to Arrington. Instead, they tried to throw it in the slot from the 1 to Bolden. Anton Bolden, remember?
He was great for Florida
And
State.
Bolden's the one who went 100 yards and actually finally tried to get Harrison on the 1 yard line. He ran back 100 yards to catch him. Everyone else missed him, but Antoine Bolden had a shot.
You know, Harrison was undrafted from like
Kent State.
Kent State.
Harrington was undrafted?
Harrington, or no, yeah. James Harrison was undrafted.
Oh.
And so was Willie Parker.
Ask Bob how he ended up in L.A.
How'd you end up in LA? Chasing a girl.
I mean, not
Not
a
a
girl,
specific
but just like girls in general, I guess. No, but I mean, I looked at him. Brad and I were working in D.C. while we were undergrad, and we were like, we want to go to law school. We've always liked to do this stuff. I remember seeing this brochure for Pepperdine Law School. And I looked at it, it's in Malibu. I was like, this place can't be real. I remember talking about it, I was like, there's no way this is real. So I don't know, were you with me when we came to visit the school?
No.
I remember coming here and it looked like a beer commercial. This was my feeling. Like, we went out, we saw the college, like, this is not real. And I went down to just the local bar, and it looked like a beer commercial because, beer commercials are like the prettiest people in the world just hanging out, having a good time and laughing. I'm like, is this a setup? Like,
Yeah, they're trying to get Bob Simon.
I will
Yeah, I know, I
say-
was like,
They go, we gotta get Bob.
no,
We
I
gotta put
will
all the
say-
stop.
And
No.
scene, he's gone.
I will say, I have been lucky enough and also crazy enough to have traveled the world. You know what I mean? I'm a traveler. I've traveled on the cheap. I've traveled when I was broke. I've traveled now
He's
when
been to Canada,
I've been
Mexico,
everywhere.
Hawaii, Puerto
I've been
Rico, everywhere
I've been to 25 countries. Shit, I've
More
been to
than
10 countries with this guy, with Bob just alone. And last week we were in Austria, and we had a guide and stuff. And then finally, after 3 days, I said, "Hey, our guide was named Max." I said, "Why does fucking Vienna have the fucking ugliest girls I've ever seen?" I mean, these
He
are
had
the
an answer
ugliest
for it.
people. In Vienna was the ugliest women. The guys are all like these Nordic, Viking-looking fuckers, but the women are the ugliest fucking broads I've seen in a long time in one town. And
Have you looked
And,
in a mirror lately?
have you seen this fucking? Look at this package. The bitches go fucking.
It's a
the
man's
bitches
world,
are
I guess.
starstruck.
Yeah,
The bitches are starstruck. Okay,
So Mauro's passport,
LA
by the way, says Hollywood. So every time he flashes his
Yeah,
passport,
my
says
ID says
Hollywood,
I'm
California,
Hollywood.
and they were
And-
like, Hollywood,
You're
no
from
matter where.
Hollywood. I said, yeah, baby, come back with me.
So I
Is
know how
that
to.
why your wife beat you up that night?
She beats me just for breathing. My wife's Mexican and violent. Okay? So there's, she's got a couple, strikes against her. I just try to stay in my lane, and I don't even look up when she's around.
Do you know an actor named Peter Lorre?
Yeah, he was the one. He was in the Rat Pack.
You look just like him.
He was.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say more Sammy Davis.
He was like.
Sammy Davis.
Yeah, he was
I don't
more
see it.
Sammy
Why? Because that one eye?
Yeah.
Shit. Peter Lorre was like the 10th Rat Packer, but back to my ugly women in Vienna story.
Oh, yeah, you remembered.
You got a Vienna wiener?
Wiener. That actually, Vienna is
Everything
Wien.
says Wiener.
Everything says Wien because Vienna is Wien in German, so it's just Wien.
LA does have the hottest fucking women in the world. No doubt.
Yeah.
I've been all over the world. LA's got some
I thought
hot
you were going
girls.
to start talking about the weather, because I think that's the
Yeah.
reason people live in Southern California.
Fuck the
It's
weather.
the best
The
weather in
women
the
are
world.
super hot, and the weather's good. But, yeah.
There's no humidity, and I don't like humidity.
Yeah.
Period. No, but they told us in Austria the reason why when Mauro asked that question, he finally
Why
the
do
guy.
women look like men with fucking wigs on?
That's actually probably what he said. Max, our tour guide, he told us the story of how during Maria Christina, she was the big mom. She had 16 kids. She's the one that repopularized all of Austria. Her husband had 84 kids, 16 with her and ones with
So
others.
they're all inbred? Is that what you're getting
No,
at? It's like West Virginia.
a lot of prostitutes in Vienna at the time. So she hated the prostitutes, so she would try to save them, and she'd give them a choice. She said, either you can go to the convent, and I'll pay for everything, your rehabilitation, for you to have a normal life, or we send you down the Danube and you go to Bratislava, the capital city of Slovakia,
Slovakia.
and
This
a
is
lot.
the prostitute.
And but
She wanted to run
this
the
is how he
prostitutes
explained that
out.
all of the beautiful women got sent down the river, and that's why Eastern European women are so.
Bob, I
This is
hate-
what
I
Max
don't think
said.
that's true.
Bob, I hate the word prostitute. It's such a sex worker. Let's talk sex. Okay, that's much more to me. It doesn't. So not so negative. You know, prostitutes just seems.
But
so ugly.
but that's what they say. That's why Eastern European women are so beautiful, because she sent them all down the river.
They certainly didn't stay in fucking Vienna. I couldn't drink enough fucking Glühwein to fucking get
Glühwein?
to get whatever the shit
is that?
was.
They do that at the Christmas. I can't even. I hate that.
What
stuff.
is
It's hot wine.
Some like hot shit.
Oh, like mulled
shit
wine?
Yeah, mulled
Sounds,
wine.
yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
Sounds
it's-
delicious.
Some of it is good. Mulled. Dad, you don't travel outside the U.S. much.
He's going to
No,
Antigua in
I-
January.
Well, yeah, that's like
It's North America.
That's like for
Yeah,
light.
it's like-
that's like international light travel. Why don't you come with us to Europe, big man?
no,
Why not?
Come on, man. We'll go
because
to
people will
Eastern
make
Bloc.
fun of me.
They won't.
Because when we travel that far, I got to go to sleep. I got to put
As
my
most people do
mask
every
on.
day.
You got to wear that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you watch Joe Rogan's show? I saw some shit he was saying. You just put some plastic thing in your mouth and you no more sleep apnea.
Can you show
No,
me it
that
again?
was-
What did he say?
He put some plastic thing in your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm gonna get you one of those. From
No,
Joe
we're
Rogan's.
not getting
It
one
like
of those.
it like pulls your tongue out.
No, we're not going to do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna get you one. These.
Do
Dad,
you have any pressing questions you'd actually like to ask?
No, Dad, you
What
actually
is it
went to
we-
Europe
or we
when you were a
talk about?
teenager.
I went to Europe in 1973. Got in big
Didn't you
trouble
pee on
with the
Stonehenge?
nuns. The nuns. Okay, we got there, and we were there for 10 days.
Where'd you go?
We went to all over Italy, but
All over.
day 4, Sister Carmela.
Wow.
She used to come into our room every night at 9 o'clock to see if we were there
And she
because we
would
had a
say-
curfew.
Would you say
sounds
drop
like your
your
Pornhub
cocks and
search.
grab your socks?
Yeah. So we had
You have another recording after this? Jesus.
So we had me, John, Bernie, Richie, and Danny.
Those are made up.
Richie Dowiak, John Rago. He says so much about his
They-
friends. I know them all.
Yeah, he knows them all. Anyways,
Are they?
the 5th day, come 8:55, we all take our clothes off, and we're standing there looking at the door like this. Sister Ilafont opens the door. Never checked on us again.
Really?
Never
Did
checked
you-
on us.
did you
She
guys-
sent a letter to our mothers.
Did you chub up before too?
Okay.
Because
think
I don't walk around. I'm not maybe you're different, but I don't walk around ready for public display. I gotta get a little blood flow.
Did he show
We talked about it with our Austrian tour guide. He had to define the word fluffing for him.
Yes, I gotta fluff it a little.
Did these shows does he usually act like this?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's like a perverted, depraved Ed McMahon.
I mean, it's who he is.
Ra-
Racist,
Okay.
perverted,
Sidekick.
yes, all of it.
Okay.
And
So
he never
let's
gets in
pour
trouble.
that last bottle then and really get him over
No,
the fucking
this
edge.
is only the third. There's 4 on this show.
No, the
there was
first
chocolates.
was the
There's
chocolates.
That doesn't
Oh,
count.
that shit doesn't count.
Hey, do you have your yin shirt on?
Oh, look at this.
I got my yins.
Me too.
What is yins? What is
Yins
that?
are getting cold. I just got
don't-
yins. You know
Pittsburgh.
what yins
You
is.
don't know what yin
Instead of
is?
y'all,
Yins guys
it's
going
yins.
downtown to see them Steelers.
Yeah.
That's how they
Yins.
speak.
It's not y'all. It's yins. It's Pittsburgh specific.
And I wore this
slang.
vanity shirt that somebody gave me at a conference. That's just pictures of me. It's very weird.
You and
But I
Brad
thought since
Brandon.
we're the only, there's 2 Robert Terrence Simons here on the stage, and it's you and me. So now there's 6 of us. I don't even know.
That looks like a boy band shirt. I like
know.
it.
Yeah, but they're all Joey Fatone.
You motherfucker.
No, man, he's more
Joey
of
Fatone's
like
gotten so big.
Why are you laughing? He's actually the best of the group.
No, he's not.
Oh, okay. Well,
he's
We're the
more
best
of
of the
one
group.
of,
Justin Timberlake's the best of that group.
No.
Not even close.
he's more of
group
a
is
Nick
this?
Lachey.
You know, we
98 degrees.
so my wife's friends with this little Lachey, so we do Christmas cards, and I always say like, oh, the Lacheys. So somehow my AI chatbot.
drop.
No, this is what somebody did my AI chatbot.
I'm
They
friends
asked a
with
question.
Pee Wee Herman's cousin.
No, they asked a chatbot.
My wife's
something
friends
like-
You know that-
my wife's friends with this guy who runs a taco truck
Oh, really?
in Boyle Heights, and it's the fucking best.
You get free tacos?
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you ever want to go to Boyle Heights, my wife's
Well, it's
friends
on
with
wheels.
the
You can
guy.
ride down to
And,
Seal Beach, right?
What they call Boyle
Okay.
Heights? Are they got pimples there or something?
No, it's just, let me just say, never cross the bridge, the 4th Street Bridge. Don't ever go Boyle Heights, you'll be fine. Don't ever cross the fucking bridge.
We've been to Boyle
We're
Heights.
actually from as the crow flies where we are. We're like
As the crow
one-
flies, are you from the 20s?
As the crow flies,
He gets from the Rat
We
Pack.
call them pigeons now.
as the crow flies, we're like 2 miles from where we're sitting to Boyle Heights. Don't go across
As
the
the
fucking
crow
bridge.
flies.
Don't go across the bridge.
Can we go over there later?
No.
Get a free taco?
No. Well,
So we're gonna display. So like Whistle Pigs came out with these like the original ones didn't have these extravagant boxes. It just was a bottle of whiskey. But this is the new one, the Juggernaut.
Juggernaut.
What?
The Juggernaut? Have you ever
Juggernauts?
seen? I thought you were a comic book fan.
Did you say
I
Juggernaut?
said
Did you say
Juggernaut.
You
Juggernaut?
said Jaggernaut.
I did not say Jaeger.
Juggernaut.
I do like Jaeger. It's a
Yeah, he was drinking Jaeger when we were in Austria.
Oh, that's,
yeah.
that's
so bad.
no. You know
It's-
they
it's
don't have
medicinal.
strong alcohol there.
Oh,
So
get
it's
out
just-
of here.
If you go, it's like, do you want a light
Where?
beer?
Yeah, the beer is terrible.
Yeah.
Where?
In Austria. We actually found
Austria has light beer?
That's all
Yes,
they got.
it's not.
I thought they were noted for
No,
beer.
they actually have strong. We found some strong stuff. Eventually, we had to go up into like the mountain area to do it, but
Like fentanyl? Nice.
fentanyl not so big there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they have
Close
something
borders.
called living wages, so people aren't desperate.
Yeah.
Don't get all high and mighty. Okay. I'm on your side of this.
So this is
They had a
the,
little bit of. I was looking for a little bit of the Alps powder, but I didn't find any.
Very, very
What's
fluffy.
great is our dad, when we were little, he ingrained in us that drugs are for pussies. That's
Yes.
what he had, drugs are for
Oh yeah,
pussies.
that's a good story.
Is that right?
So never did it.
So when my dad
Because
approved
this isn't a drug, right? This is like,
No.
Yeah,
So
it's
my-
just a poison. It's the most
But you know what it does
toxic
to you.
chemical known
So
to man. Yeah.
my dad, to prove this point, he said, "Boys, if you ever do drugs, this is what I'll do to you." We had this heavy bag that we put in our like outside this basement with a toilet, sitting in the middle of nowhere. Put a heavy bag. My dad's like, "This is what I'll do to you." We had these gloves that Brandon used to fight our sister with that had a metal bar in the middle. It was like these gloves. He just
training gloves, yeah.
He threw haymakers at this thing for a long time. I mean, we're looking, we're like, "Oh my God, we will never do drugs." We go back in the house, and he told the story later. He's like, "I was so sore for weeks after doing that."
Well, it worked.
It worked.
He was all scare tactics growing up though, because
Yeah.
he
We'll do as long as we like.
he would never like he scared me enough to be like he might hit me, but he never did. Like, but he never I never called his bluff because I know he'd murder me if I did. But he would push it to the envelope and like, okay, I'm scared. And now he's like my best friend. But growing up, he'd be like, "You say that again to your mother, I'm gonna fucking
No,
kill
he
you."
would always stand up for mom.
was
Like he
the-
wouldn't get,
it
we
was-
could do whatever we wanted to dad. We did something to mom.
or sisters.
I remember throwing a jacket. I was
that's
like,
all.
"Mom, you pick it up." My dad's like, "What did you say?"
Yeah.
And but I do the same thing to my kids. I'd be like, I get so close. I'm like, "Jesus, I pray to Jesus, and Jesus told me not to do it. You better shape up." And they're like, I'm about to lose control. And they're so scared of like, "Oh my God, Dad's so scary." Like he gets so worked up. Sometimes I'll just yell like, "Rah!" And they get so scared. I'm like, "You guys better shape up." or I'm gonna
Yeah,
lose
and now
control."
he just like, my daughter's lactose intolerant. He goes, "Do you want ice cream? What would you like? Whatever you want." And now his biggest, it was just all, we should have called his bluff early on.
No.
No. Oh no, he says.
How about the day?
He taught me a lesson.
He played football in college for Pitt, man. Like,
How about
he
the
was
day I
good.
let you? Well, I went to work and I had this concrete.
okay, so
This concrete.
you told him and he never told me. So.
He didn't tell you?
No.
Oh,
So I left the house and it was like 25 by 16 concrete.
I'm gonna unveil the Juggernaut for the story.
Okay.
Juggernaut.
Juggalo- did you say Juggernaut?
Stop. He
Yeah, he said
Juggernaut.
Juggernaut. He's an
Juggernaut
ICP
again.
guy.
Did you know I was
He
a
is saying
Juggernaut?
Juggernaut.
No, you weren't.
I
You
used
know,
to- I
you're
used
not
to
even
go to
American
the,
anymore.
I used to go to the fucking
Americant.
Juggalo, the
What's the
Juggalo.
soda they drink? Fago?
Fago.
Yeah.
Fago, we have Fago Pop.
We
This
used to
is
drink-
a straight
I
rye
drink
whiskey
orange- I
again. This
drink
is the new one. This is
grape
the
Faygo.
Juggernaut.
Grape Fago.
Juggernaut.
Jug.
I can't reach that far.
You know, he tried to teach me a lesson. He was my coach, my basketball coach growing up until I got to middle school, junior high, I guess. And we were in the championship game.
I'm
And
excited for this.
I had 17 points. The
19.
first half. Oh, I had 17.
19,
I
he
had
said
17 the first half. I'll never forget
First
it. This is
half?
I haven't told you this is a core memory of mine, and forever is ingrained into my memory. He would it's the point guard's birthday. 20 points, whatever you want. You could shoot as much as you want, score as much as you want. We got to the championship game. Scored 17 points the first half. Started the second half. I scored a layup, 19 points. Pulled me savvy the rest of the game.
No,
Swear to God. Swear to God.
dude, that's messed up.
But it kept me hungry.
We were killing them.
Oh my God. Dad, that's pretty messed up. This is core memory. You could have.
No, that's fine.
You would get a new Sega game if you got 20 points.
I didn't want him to get close to my records. You know, I had 44. one
I wish
day.
I had a dad like this because, you know, my dad was born and raised in Sicily. My dad's real old fucking Sicilian. So, like, we would, like, put on our baseball uniforms and shit and go to, like, Little League. And my dad would be like, the fuck are you guys going? She got a fucking job. And I was like 7 years old, you know? My dad didn't believe in recreation or
like anything that...
or leisure time. Or he's like, are you fucking kidding? My dad said, I said, Dad, what do you like to do? He goes, I pay bills for a living. You know, so my dad was not interested in leisure time. He never went to a single game ever of any sport. I played soccer.
My dad, I'm a lot
baseball.
closer with my
Yeah,
dad.
I played every sport. He never went to a single game. Then he finally went to one game when I was a senior in high school. I was a defensive end on the football team.
They actually had a good football team. They had people that went to North Carolina.
Yeah,
our
Jim
Jim Edmonds went to your school, right?
Yes, Dunbar High. Wow. So,
Royal Heights.
yeah, Jim
Burn 'em
Edmonds,
off.
Keith Van Horn
Really?
went to my high school.
I always thought he was foreign. Maybe it's
Van
his,
Horn's a fucking white dude, man. Now he's in Utah.
that's where they
My
go.
brother's still friends with him. But
That's orange.
he finally went to a game, and he didn't understand football because he didn't give a fuck. My dad wasn't into sports. And he would, so like after the game, he was like, why were you on the ground the whole game? What was going on? Why were you always rolling around on the ground? I said, I was a defensive end, man. What the fuck you want? I mean, he didn't understand it. But the one game he went to, he just criticized me for being on the ground.
My dad played defensive end, outside linebacker for Pitt. So I always thought it was bullshit. Your dad would tell these war stories. And we went to his high school, Canevin Catholic, and they have like fucking trophies and news articles about this guy. I mean, there's one that when you guys won states, and there's a picture of him under the basket just boxing some guy out so hard that he was like on the ground.
The shorts were like up here.
Yeah.
Like literally up here.
There's
Like
no
Larry
risk
Bird-
of
like Larry
anything
Bird
showing,
shorts?
though.
And you know what? We wore jock straps. None of these guys wore jock. You might have because you
I
were
did
catcher.
for catcher,
Baseball
yeah.
we did.
You did?
For baseball we had to.
You wore jockstraps playing basketball?
Yeah. We
Did you
played.
have compression
You actually
materials
probably
and
should.
Basketball is a contact sport.
Sometimes when I have big workouts, I still wear a
big
jock strap.
workouts? Bob does big workouts.
He does the-
Electrodes.
No, it's when I do the
It's
electrodes.
Magneto.
When I do the Magneto workouts, I always
I actually
wear a jock strap.
have 3
Because
jock straps.
you can't have your thing shake that hard. You just can't do that.
I have 3 jock straps that I have, and I just have them in a drawer at my house because I had a, well,
Why do you have
Is it next to the thing that
jockstraps?
pulls your tongue
You're
out?
50 years old.
It is the thing that pulls his tongue out.
Ellis likes what his ass
I
is
had a
hanging.
vasectomy. I got a vasectomy. Because
Play
I'm
dirges
very
for-
virile, very virile. Very
what?
virile. I had good swimmers. I can't have too many fucking kids. I already got
Yeah, I
enough.
think that's dangerous for your
Did
Yeah.
you ever make 2 at once?
No.
He's got you on that.
I
My
never
dad
did
claims
that.
he's had sex 4 times in his life. And he has 5
4 times
kids.
with that woman. No, we're not
But
together.
anyway, so when you get a vasectomy, they tell you buy a jock strap because you have to put like a bag of peas
You kept
on your
them?
balls. You have to put a bag of peas on
And
your
you kept
balls,
these jock
frozen
straps.
peas, and then you put the jock strap, and you just have the frozen peas on your balls
We
at night
get
when
it,
you
but
sleep.
you're keeping these
Keep
things in
going.
a
Well, I don't know
drawer
what
by
to
your
do
bed?
with them. I feel bad throwing them out. They seem like
Save
they're
them for
pretty
your
good.
son. Matt can use them.
And we did
Yeah,
eat the
Max
peas.
could
We
use
did
them.
eat the peas later. I couldn't. There was nothing wrong with the peas. They were. They were.
It's not the peas I'm worried about.
Maybe I'll throw the jock straps out.
Yeah.
They were in a plastic bag. didn't they?
So
If you
whenever-
stood up and pulled your pants down, you were in a jockstrap right now, my head would explode.
yeah.
I'm not wearing one. I'm not wearing underwear either. But that's usually just on special occasions.
Wednesdays. Yeah.
So whenever, when I was drinking the 10 Commandments bottle, it reminded me whenever we used to go, when we go to mass, go to church,
Oh, yeah.
we would do the stuff we would do, and we'd be sitting there quiet
No one
for a
wanted to
while.
be there, yeah.
Yeah, and we would be like, my mom at one point, she was like, why are you guys looking around like, what are you doing? You're not paying attention? You're not singing? You're not doing the acts of contrition? Like, what are you guys thinking about? And we all had the same story. We never talked about it. We all envisioned
too. That
yeah,
was
and him
involved.
too, all of us. We all envisioned the church being taken over by terrorists and us like defeating the cause. And we all had different
We all had
things.
different methods.
Yeah.
I have like a core memory of going to church with my mom, and I was probably like 6 or 7. My mom was very Catholic. And I just remember we were sitting there, and then my mom always had Banaka. Remember Banaka? It was like this
Oh, the spray?
No, it was like a little thing in a little glass bottle, and you put on your tongue. It was like a breath freshener.
I thought it was just like a...
This one was like a
Oh,
thing where
it was like the host.
No, it's
It was a
breath
little
freshener.
yeah,
little-
well, she had
They had these
Banaka.
little sheet things too.
She always had Banaka, but this sheets came 20
Like a
years
host.
later. But my mom had the Banaka, and I just remember one time we were in church, and I see her with the Banaka, and she was squirting it on this guy standing in front of us. I was like 6 years old. She's squirting him with Banaka.
Is that holy water?
And I'm like, Mom, why are you squirting him with Banaka? She goes, this motherfucker keeps farting. And I never forget it to this day. She said the guy was farting in church. And I was like, I didn't smell anything. But she was squirting him with Banaka. So I always remember that.
Sounds like she who smelt it dealt it.
Maybe.
This is good.
This is good.
Last
So
one
let's
we had.
hear how the Simons became the kings of LA. Give me the short version.
Well, yeah, I mean, we did a lot of, we're actually towards the end of the episode here, but I mean, to keep it short, my dad instilled in us an extreme work ethic to always be hungry and always help people. I'll never forget, when we were in high school, my dad told us that we have a duty to like stand up and help other folks that weren't like us. And I always thought about that. We went to college. My dad dropped Brad and I off for college at George Washington, D.C., sit in the cafeteria, and he said, I want you to look around. He's like, you guys are here on an academic scholarship. Everybody here comes from money. You guys do not, but every single person here is looking to be told what to do. And
did
you
say
are
this.
leaders. You are leaders. You will lead this crew. This is why you're here. And I will never forget that.
That's amazing.
And then I just listened to Bob. He told me what to do.
It's true.
He said, hey, come out to LA for
And then I
All
listened to Brad. He told me what to do.
I mean, I've heard Bob's story about how when he started his practice, and it was just you and him and a
Me and
copy
him,
machine.
me and Brandon.
You and Brandon in a copy machine.
Brandon, he graduated from college, George Washington, and he moved out. I won a game show, bought a condo. We lived together in a small condo in Brentwood, California. My wife we were dating at the time. Me, Chrissy were dating, or in one bedroom. Next door was Brandon. Could you imagine what was going on next door to Brandon in this house? And downstairs was my sister.
What?
It's just video games and...
Hollywood
Video games.
Hollywood.
I didn't even have... They didn't let me have cable.
30 Seconds of Fury?
We had to clean the carpets constantly.
Yeah, they
It
didn't
smelled
have
like
cable.
urine.
Yeah.
We had a dog. We thought it was the dog. It was Brandon. The dog was too little to have that kind of pungent smell. And downstairs was my sister Nicole, who now she's like the CFO of our company. She's one of the best people ever, and her best friend. So we all lived in this small condo, and Brandon and I would walk to work every day, and we shared this little office.
It was
with
smaller than this room.
Was this,
Oh, God, it was
did you rent space from Pews?
from Mike Hughes, one of the most gifted trial lawyers
Tyler
ever.
Ross.
He's the one that hit the big tobaccos for
An
billions.
amazing guy. You know,
Billions.
I luckily have been practicing law for 27 years, so I've been around LA a long fucking time. And I'm lucky enough to say that I actually was friends with Pews. I love the guy. He's fucking great. Pews was awesome, but like, I'm sad to say most people don't even know who he
He's a
is.
big tobacco
He's
guy,
a fucking, the guy he died from skin
Used to
cancer.
I hear him yelling fucking...
He was amazing.
3 offices
Hughes was
away.
amazing.
was
He's like
a
the only
tobacco
person I know
guy.
who died from skin cancer.
He died of
Walking
cancer, but
in
here's
from smoking.
Yeah, he sued Big Tobacco and hit it for $1 billion or $2 billion. Like this is way back, but he was the type of dude that was so angry at the world.
He
that-
scared the shit out of me.
Scared- like,
I
we-
never
he-
talked to him.
He was misunderstood.
And I was paying the guy like rent, and he would we'd walk in the office, and he'd just be like in a deposition. I remember he had a chair up on the table one time. It was a defective chair case, and I walked in. He's just telling this person most knowledgeable of this company. He's like, "You sit in the chair, and you see if it breaks." We're like, "Holy shit!" It's 9 a.m. We're just walking in, and Brandon and I would just go hide in the corner. And there was a couple of lawyers that were renting space there, Tyler Barnett and Jim Carr, and we would just seek advice from them all the time. And Brandon and I would eat lunch at Subway and do demand letters and go to Kinko's right next door and bind those things up and send them off.
Yeah.
Man, that's starting from the bottom, man.
But we learned how to do everything. We were scanning in every single thing to that little thing. We were putting in naming things, putting in our like folders.
Yeah, so I was talking to one of the lawyers in my office Monday. I was like, man, you know, she's like, how do you know this? But she asked, this is a young lawyer, she always asks me questions, and I tell her, she goes, how do you know this? I said, man, I practiced law since the 90s with no fucking internet, no mentor, no listserv, no shit. You had to learn it all yourself. I'd go to the fucking law library and read the fucking practice guides and make copies of the fucking pages that we take out of the binders.
Yeah.
You know, I said, so I actually had to learn all of this stuff. So I know it from just because I've been around a long time. And she was like, that's just so amazing that you started practicing law in that time frame. But, you know, the old days were different. Now you got internet, you got AI, you got everything online, you got mentors. But in the old days, there was no fucking mentor. I'd call some old lawyers up and they'd tell me to fuck off. I remember I called Ned Good, who was this lawyer.
The Good book. He had a great story. I
This
like
guy,
the
Ned Good, who was like the big time trial lawyer. And I remember I called him one time to ask him about a case. He's like, you're a fucking idiot. And he hung up on me. It's like, okay, that was how it was in
That
those
was last
days.
week you called me.
Yeah.
But he wasn't wrong.
Now there's fuck off. There's mentors, there's listservs, there's conferences, there's this, that, and the other. There's everything. Now it's a lot easier and not just law, but all professions it's like I always compare practicing law now to poker. In the old days, there was one fucking book, Doyle Brunson's book.
Yeah.
You know, Power Poker, whatever the fuck it's
read
called.
that book.
Power system.
Yeah. You could read Doyle Brunson's book and then go play poker. And it would take you years to figure out how to play Hold'em. And then in the internet era came out, these fucking kids could play 20,000 hands in a day online playing 8 tables at once, and they could get as good as Doyle Brunson was after 50 years of playing poker in 6 months because they played the same amount of hands because they could do it all in
I played
in
technical
cyberspace.
against my neighbor, his kid, the other day. He whipped my ass. He never touched the thing. He just figured out how to do it.
Yeah,
Young
so
kids.
it's
My
different.
son set a world record for beating Soda Popinski in 1 minute and 15 seconds.
On Mike Tyson.
He submitted it to speedrun.com, and they rejected it because we didn't start the video with the start screen. We just started
come
with
on.
Soda Popinski. So then we did it again, re-recorded, and he beat his other time. So he went from the 48th best time ever to like the 45th or something.
But Bob, can I ask you a question?
No.
Because I think a lot of people don't have they don't understand the breadth of the Simon Justice Headquarters Attorney Share Empire. Can you just give us a rundown of all of the things you guys have created? Because I think it's amazing that your family has created such a wide net of things that are going on, the revolutionary things.
So one of the things our dad always told us, he's like, what's the worst thing that could happen?
You
You
fuck
fail.
up.
Who gives a shit? And like, and the other side, like I've heard advice from other people in our family be like, you can't do that, you can't take that risk. And he was like, who cares? Like,
No risk it, no biscuit, like Bruce Arians says.
But we also didn't have a safety net. A lot of kids that we knew in college had a safety net. Like if you failed, you were able to, like your parents would bail you out. We didn't have that. So but we still had the mentality that if you were doing things, if you succeeded 80 to 85% of the time, that's a success. And so a lot of people get really, even kids these days are so nervous and anxious that if they're not 100% good 100% of the time, they're like anxiety and they're freaking out. But that's what I tell my kids. I was like, failing is a learning opportunity. Just make sure that you have strategies and backup plans that if you do fail, you have a way to recover from that. But we have Justice HQ, which is a membership organization for consumer lawyers to kind of like grow. You talked about mentorship. Attorney Share is, we're trying to make sure that consumers get the best representation, and by people putting cases and sharing cases with other attorneys, they're able to, I need a bankruptcy lawyer in North Dakota, there's a way to get that case, that consumers, it's like playing, you're like your general practitioner for the client, you're finding them the best representation. We got the video game, Ravel.game, anyone wants to check that out, that's coming out very soon. It's in beta testing now. What else have we got going on? Planet Football, the whole brand, Bourbon of Proof, doing that now.
I'm curating
Garnish
Christmas
your
cocktails
book.
right now. I'm trying to figure out
Bob
what
wrote a
to
book.
do.
yeah.
I did a children's book. I illustrated a children's book.
We have Brad.
You know what? Actually, my daughter walked to school today, and she goes, "What's your favorite book?" And I was like, "I don't know, The Hobbit." She goes, "You know what my favorite book is?" And swear to God, she said the Turtle and the Lion.
Brad wrote a children's book. Brad used to illustrate all kind of
It's
stuff.
amazing.
So we always say, like, pursue your passion. What do you want to do? What do you want to like live like? Brad always wanted to be the guy that had a comic book store down the street and do his thing, right?
Like I always say, I'm a slave to my passions as well, you know. But
oh God.
we won't discuss my passions on this show.
Pretty sure everyone knows your passions.
I'm a slave to my passions. But I will say, I have a good Simon Brothers story.
Here we go.
Probably like 20 years ago now. I've been friends with Dordick, Gary Dordick, trial lawyer.
It's when I scratched your Porsche.
No.
Okay.
You did fucking scratch my Porsche, you motherfucker.
You
my brand
parked-
new
you parked
911.
right next to
I
the bar
remember
rail.
that. You fucking fucked up my brand new 911, man, convertible. I
You
remember
parked.
that.
I couldn't even open the door. That's on you.
You know,
You
I
could
forgot
get-
that story, but I remember that.
You could get in and out.
I
of a
can get
Porsche?
in, fucker. I'm very
was
spry.
on
You
the
want to
other
see me
side.
do? Do you want me to do 20 push-ups right here for you right now?
No, I don't. I
Okay.
believe you.
Actually, one time we came back from dinner, and in your Porsche or your Ferrari, he zips
You have a
past me.
Ferrari?
Yeah, maybe.
Of course he does. He's stupid.
I have a
But it
Honda.
wasn't him.
Yeah.
He looks out the window. I'm like, I didn't drive, so I'm like in an Uber, and I look over and I'm like, that's Mauro's car. He winds in the window. Mauro's sitting shotgun. Sevy Fisher's
yeah.
driving.
Sammy
He's
was
like,
driving, and he might have had a couple of drinks. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, we were-
jeez.
unbelievable, these guys.
But so like 20-something years ago, I was with Dordick, and Dordick's like, hey, these young guys that I know, they invited me to come see him speak at the Santa Monica Bar Association.
I was there too.
And they're for the Surfing Lawyers Association with that guy Olin or whatever.
Dave Olin. Yeah.
I won't even talk about that, but anyway, so we this guy Olin, and I was like, I don't want to go fucking see fuck these guys. I was like, Gary, I thought we were going to fucking dinner. I want to see these fucking guys in Santa Monica. He's like, no, I gotta go. I like these guys. I was like, you like these guys? You don't like your own fucking shadow, you know? Because Dordick is notorious. He doesn't like anybody or anything. He's a very disagreeable human. Okay? The most disagreeable motherfucker you'll ever meet, actually. So I was like, you like these guys? I gotta see these guys. If you like them, fuck, I gotta see it. So we went down, and I go sit over there, and then there was all these people, and then these two guys are on this panel, and they're young. They look like little boys.
That's why you liked it.
Compared to now, they look like little boys. And they're speaking and stuff, and then I'm like, I told you, these guys are pretty fucking interesting, these guys. I actually am kind of fascinated myself now about these guys, you know, because I was shocked. I was like, yeah, I see why we came down here. And then I met him after, and we talked, and we might have gone out for a drink or something afterwards in Century City, I think. And that's the first time I met him, and I had ever heard of him. And then Gary started showing me pictures of Bob's wife on his phone. And it's like, oh man, I said that fucking doofus, that's his wife? This motherfucker.
And now people say that about you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of
Full
course.
circle.
Yeah, so that's when I first met him, and I know, I could say from the bottom of my heart, you know, truthfully, there's something special about all you guys. It's something you guys have, like that it factor, that thing that I could see it when I met them, and I know the whole family, and it's just amazing.
Well, I wanted to
went
let
I'm a
you.
big fan.
We did a roast of Bob. The Orange County Child Lawyers did a roast of
Oh,
Bob.
yeah.
And it was really funny. The roast was great, but I thought I wanted to do a boast and just go around the room and just like boasting everybody. And I still think I was going to boast Mauro and be like, everyone just thinks that you're a terrible lawyer and you sleep all the time, but you're actually an amazing human, run a great firm and good to everybody. Boom, boasted. And just went around the room and just
I
like
liked it.
anti-roasting
Yeah.
everybody and just
Yeah,
elevating.
I mean,
it.
I always, you know, I
But
play,
I just
play
made
like,
fun of everyone
I
instead.
play like a character, but yeah, you know, people who know me know what I'm about. But yeah, no, the fucking roast was great. My stuff might have been a little edgy, as they say, maybe a little
dark.
bit, a little dark.
Yeah.
but
Canceled.
But it was funny.
it was
so-
funny.
Yeah. so-
And then of all the shit I've seen, the Simon family pull off, I was with this Big Bob in Hawaii, like a month ago, 2 months ago? We were in Kona. And we're drinking. He's got a bottle of whiskey in his fucking golf bag. We're fucked up. We're playing some Manalani golf course.
Manalani.
Me, him, and Sevi, and who else was playing with us?
Bob Morgan.
Bob Morgenstern.
Who represents UPS?
Yeah, it was, and Bob is playing. Big Bob's playing good. You know, he's got his. Big Bob's. He's got a swing that works for him. He's got probably a million injuries like I do, all fucked up. So I swing how I can swing, that my body can kind of repeat. And he's playing good. He's hitting some good shots. And so I'm sitting there. I just remember the cart girl came. I ordered a double Bloody Mary and a fucking ham and cheese sandwich. And I'm fucking eating. It's like the 13th hole, 12th hole. I'm eating a sandwich. I'm
12th
drinking
hole.
Bloody Mary. And then Bob gets up on the tee. It's like 160-yard par three.
167 against the wind.
Over water. Over water.
Over water.
And so the water comes in like this, and it's into the wind. So I'm watching him, and everyone else is fucking off. Sevy's talking to the cart girl. Morgenstern was doing something else. I'm the only one watching. So I'm watching him. I'm eating, I'm drinking. And he's aiming way left because he just wants to avoid the water. You know what I mean? It's a 160-yard carryover. He's just avoiding the water. So he hits this shot where he just hits this big banana ball, and it avoids the water. It hits the green and it bounces. And you know, he's blind and I'm pretty blind, but I think I can see better than him, but maybe just barely. But he's like, fuck, I think he landed on the green. And then I was eating my sandwich. I was like, I think he went in the fucking hole. he's like, you're bullshitting me. I said, Bob, I think it fucking went in the hole, man. And he's like, unbelievable. I said, Sammy, get in the fucking cart. This fucking guy made a hole in one. And he didn't believe it. And then we were looking around, we walk up there and there's no ball on the green. And
then Mauro put a ball in the hole.
No, there's no ball on the green. There's no ball on the green, and then he's like, fucking went over the green. I said, I think it's in the fucking hole, man. And he walks up, he looks in the hole, and it's fucking in the hole. He made a hole in one. I'd never seen it in my life. I've never seen anyone make a hole in one. And he made a fucking hole in one in that fucking
And since we have the same name, we were at this conference in Hawaii. Mauro and I go over to check in the conference, and like, Bob, congrats on the hole in one. Everybody's talking about it. I'm like, yeah. So everybody thought I had hole in one. It was big.
So then, like, we called Mary, his wife, and they said Bob made a hole in one, and she's like, tell him to take it easy before he goes into AFib.
I came back, it was an AFib.
All right, so
I seen it with my own eyes, man. I can
Dad, we're at
attest
the end of
to
the
it.
episode here, and we did a Boss Hog tour for you, and we want to know, what is your Bourbon of Proof? Which one's your favorite? Or you could say any of the Boss Hogs, or I know you're a Weller 107 guy, you're a day drinker, but what was your favorite?
I've been actually mixing the 107 with the 12 and let it sit in a glass, glass of ice for about 15 minutes, and it's like poor man's pappy.
Yeah.
It's perfect. But today, I'm going with the 10 Commandments because I'm a Catholic boy.
Oh man, you're still afraid of the frigging nuns.
If I don't say that,
Camilla's here.
Carmela, Sister Carmela.
No.
Yeah, I like that one too. It's good.
I will say whatever that one is.
The first one's the best one.
And I was in Scotland. They were like, went to some Scotch room at the Balmoral, and I was like, I just want whatever's going to burn me the least. And I got this ladder, and they reached down and got me this bottle. And I even took a picture, and I sent it to you. And I took a drink.
Was it Dasani?
It's not Dasani. And I took it was like so acidic. I was like, I can't, and I pretended it was
Yeah,
great.
I can't
but
do
this
those
thing was
Islay
super sweet.
scotches and shit. They smell like campfire and shit. It's
Yeah,
just
that's exactly what it was
it's
like.
just
Yeah.
horrible.
Campfire?
I don't know. People
I would say
drink.
I like the 10 the best out of all these for sure. But none of these are bourbon.
I like the Lepoux.
Lapou's the best for me.
Yeah.
Lepoux.
I'm gonna go 1, 2.
You gotta bring that over for Christmas. You gotta get another one of those for Christmas. Bring it over.
For sure. That has a Christmas spice to it.
Yeah, we'll kill those.
Usually at Christmas we drink a whole bottle, so we'll do it again. I'll bring both.
Nice.
So, brothers, dad. Brandon's maybe dad.
Biological father.
Definitely.
Thank you guys for coming on this episode. I feel like we could do this all day, and it'd probably be the least entertaining episode, but for us,
Yeah, well, we had fun. Who gives a shit?